Let's bring in Congressman Jim Jordan to react to this. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. So they're saying, Biden administration, if you come over, we're sending you back. The borders are closed. So why are we seeing hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants crossing over?
Because it's a message you send. I mean, look, I say all the time, when you pay people not to work, you shouldn't be surprised when you can't find workers. When you defund the police, you shouldn't be surprised when you get more crime. And when you send a message from the White House, we're going to stop building the wall, we're going to get rid of the Remain in Mexico policy, you shouldn't be surprised when people come to the country. So there were 15,000 under the bridge a week and a half ago. We don't know where those Haitian migrants are. They can't tell us. And now there are 15,000 more coming. I mean, this is the mess you have when you send the wrong messages from the White House and you implement the wrong policies. So here we go again. We actually had a briefing last week, Ainsley, for the Judiciary Committee from the Biden administration, and they actually told us. They said, we think, because we basically asked, where are they? How many are in America? Where are they at in the country? How many just send back? They couldn't tell us all the numbers, but they also said, we think a number of them have went back. I mean, you wanted to laugh. Like, are you kidding? They make this 1,000-mile trek, and they're actually just going to turn around and go. They actually told us that. So They have no idea how to handle this. Again, when you send the wrong messages from the White House, bad things happen.
Well, Congressman, they don't want to give the number because half the country would like to see people who come into the country immediately deported. And the other half of the country wants to have them all come on in.
Yeah, no, they just keep misleading the American people. But again, I think it's probably more than 15,000. Some of the numbers they told us last week, it's 20, 30,000 on this caravan, this long march towards our southern border. It's probably a bigger number than even that. And my guess is the 15,000 that we heard about over the last couple weeks, that's probably a bigger number as well. And when you think, when the focus becomes one area, the area around the Del Rio Bridge, all kinds of people are going around that area too. So we don't know about those individuals who are in the country. So this is a total mess. And just 9 months ago, we had a secure border. This kind of chaos all unfolds in 9 months. And I've said this probably every interview in the last month. Every month got worse. March was the largest month on record for illegal crossings until April. April was the largest month until May. May until June. June until July, when 212,000 illegal migrants encounters on our border. This is a complete disaster, but it's all at the feet of Joe Biden and his administration.
The final thought is, one thing I think Mark Morgan and company were good at doing is going to these other countries and saying, listen, you got to stop. What are your issues? We're holding back aid until you can get a control of your borders, because they're coming to our border. We're friendly with Panama. We're friendly with Colombia. They're coming through the Darien Pass at a staggering clip of 30,000 in August. There used to be a very small number during the day. Go up to Panama and Colombia and say, guys, control it, incentivize, and do it. If anyone's interested in stopping the genesis of the problem, they go to where the people are.
Yeah. No, I thought it was interesting. Last week, Joe Biden speaks at the United Nations and says he's going to restore our relationship with our allies, as if it wasn't good under President Trump. It was great under President Trump. And while he's saying that, we have this situation that you just described, where we don't have these kind of relationships, this kind of cooperation with our friends in Central America. We don't have them, which we did have under the Trump administration. I thought it was, not to mention the fact that when Joe Biden's making that statement, we need to restore our relationship with our allies, at that very moment, the Democrats in Congress are taking out the Iron Dome defense system for our best ally, the state of Israel. Right. This is how bad it is.
And France recalls their ambassador. That's how bad it is. Good luck. You got to try. I think that's one of the things.
Let's talk about the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. Democrats want to raise the borrowing limit. Republicans are furious about that. They say that Republicans say it's going to kill our jobs, our wages, our electricity prices are going to go up. It's going to lead to stagnation and inflation, which is the #1 concern now for Americans. Corporate tax could go up to 28% and raise taxes for wealthy families. And we're talking about immigration, pay for illegal immigrants to go to community college.
Yeah, no, it's a disaster. And of course, you add to all that when Joe Biden said it's not going to cost you. These are the same people.
He tweeted that.
Yeah. Trump colluded with Russia. The Hunter Biden story was disinformation, misinformation, and a 3.5 trillion government spending bill won't cost you a penny. You got to be kidding me. This is what they tell us, and then you described everything that was in it. This thing is terrible for the country. Let's hope it doesn't pass. This would be great. This would be the first time we could actually slow them down. Well, it's actually not us.
Right.
This is a Democrat fight. Let's hope that they can't get it done and don't do any more damage to the country than they already have.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. The Senate Republicans said, absolutely not, Democrats. We are not going to go along with Chuck Schumer. We are not going to raise the debt ceiling, and we will not simultaneously fund the government. Because it's going to run out of money at midnight on Thursday. The Republicans did say, we will do a clean resolution where we fund the government and we pay for hurricane relief, but we're not going to go along with the debt ceiling thing. Explain for folks, Jim, why Republicans say we cannot allow the debt ceiling to be raised on our watch.
Yeah, because if you raise the debt ceiling, you're allowing this $3.5 trillion monstrosity with all the bad policies in it to go forward if they get the votes for it. So we're like knowing that. And the debt ceiling, it's look, Joe Biden's in the White House, Chuck Schumer controls the Senate, Nancy Pelosi controls the House of Representatives. It has nothing to do with Republicans. If you want to raise the debt ceiling and you can actually get the votes to do all the crazy spending you want to continue to do, that's on you guys. Yeah. Don't talk to Republicans about that. And we will help them. If it's just spending at the current level, we could be helpful on that. We're not going to help them increase spending. We're not going to help them with this debt ceiling increase. Makes absolutely no sense. And frankly, the American people know that. They know that. And that's why the Democrats are trying to blame the Republicans who don't control a darn thing in this town.
Well, one thing is pretty clear. We're all embarrassed as a country the way we left Afghanistan. Embarrassed that we left allies and citizens at home. They are still there. Embarrassed that we left $85 billion worth of equipment. It is still there and being resold. Embarrassed that we asked the Taliban to watch our backs as we tried to get out of the airport. Austin, Mackenzie, and Milley will be on Capitol Hill today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tell me what you need to know.
Well, the first question I'd ask General Milley is, your name ever been on a ballot? You ever run for office, making the decisions you're making as reported by Bob Woodward in his book? If he actually, I mean, it's the same question I'd ask a lot of these people. Dr. Fauci ever run for office? Jim Comey ever run for office? Lois Lerner ever? I mean, the idea that these people who never put their name on a ballot are making decisions for the American people, that is not how our system works. So the question I'd ask General Milley is, when did you run for office and make these kind of decisions where you can overrule basically the president of the United States?
Trump.
If this in fact happened, overrule President Trump? I mean, for goodness sake, that is so wrong, so inconsistent with our constitutional system. I hope those are the kind of questions that he gets. And then I would get into 13 service members gave their life for their country, one from the 4th District of Ohio, Americans left behind, allies left behind, $85 billion of equipment and weapons left behind, and Joe Biden, the commander-in-chief, calls that an extraordinary success? Are you kidding me? Yeah. So that's the kind of tone I would take with General Milley. I'm not on that committee, but I'm sure some of my Republican colleagues will do just that.
Well, and we've heard a number of people from the Pentagon and on Capitol Hill go, well, you know what he was doing where he called his counterpart? That's normal. We expect them to do that. I think the average American, Jim, never realized that a top general would be calling up his counterpart in China saying, oh, you think your boss is crazy? Mine's crazier, and I'm not going to let him drop the bomb on you.
Yeah, and if he said to our enemy, the Chinese, his counterpart in China, if he said, if we're coming, I'll give you a heads up. If he said that, that is absolutely wrong. No tolerance whatsoever for that kind of statement. If he said, now we don't know. But I mean, the other question you'd want to ask General Milley is, what in the world are you doing talking to reporters anyway? Your name's not on a ballot. You don't run for office. What are you doing talking to the press? Your job is to be chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to make sure.
You know why he did it? Because he wanted to show Bob Woodward he was the adult in the room.
Yep.
And can we not get those transcripts to determine whether or not he did say that?
I hope so, but I doubt it's going to happen with Democrats in control.
Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller came out and spoke. He said they need to be held accountable to our generals and commanders after the Afghanistan.
Marine for 17 years.
Marine for 17 years. Instead of retiring in a year, he quit. And now they're going to try him, and they put him in jail as he waits trial. Let me ask you something. General Milley presided over our forces along with Secretary of Defense Austin. We just killed 10 civilians and 7 kids. We had 13 servicemen and women die guarding an airport that was being guarded by the Taliban. Yeah. You put this guy in jail waiting trial? Where's their trial?
No, I know, and you can feel that individual's frustration. You can feel the American people's frustration with what they see and what they hear. I'm just so tired of the double standard. There's one set of rules for the elite in this town, a different set of rules for all us regular Americans, and this seems to fit into that broad category as well. I am so sick and tired of that. I think Americans are sick and tired of that. And the press, the mainstream, you guys do a great job, but the mainstream press covering for people in the bureaucracy who abide by a different set of rules and standards than all of us Americans, all of us taxpayers. I mean, it drives us all crazy. God bless this individual. God bless those families of those 13. I mean, Max Soviak is an individual from the 4th District of Ohio. You know, he was just a great young man, serving our country, gave his life for our country, and then we see this kind of stuff happen, and it is frustrating.
Our commanders are not worthy of our war fighters. That's the problem.
And the Marine that is jailed, his dad said, all our son did is ask the question that everybody was asking themselves.
Everyone's asking,
but
yep.
they were too scared to speak out loud.
He isn't.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you.